So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute now. Candace Owens. I haven't done a video in her in a long time. I think the last video might have been the T.I. Killer Mike when they were all at this convention or something and they were speaking and it got a little bit controversial and went viral. Then the other thing was her and George Floyd. That was the other thing. I've seen a few different clips about Candace in and out of the media, but one thing I respect about Candace is her beliefs are her beliefs, and she'll go up against anybody about her beliefs. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Right, wrong, or any different, she's gonna stand for what she believes in, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. We may disagree on things, and I tell people that all the time, bro. I can never change your beliefs. You can never change my beliefs. But we can have a conversation and agree to disagree. That don't mean I hate you. That don't mean you hate me. We can have a conversation like adults. And if we end and say we don't agree with each other, that's cool. Let's go get a drink afterwards and listen to some music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that type of person, you know. But I guess I missed the whole Candace Cardi B back and forth that went on. So we're gonna check this out, man, and see. This video reads, Candace Owens destroys Cardi B on Instagram Live. All right, so now I don't know if she gonna destroy it. Cardi's known to hold her own. Gotta respect that. But we're gonna see what they was talking about. So if you're new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button, join the fam, and let's check this out.
Oh, what is up, Instagram? I'm going live on Instagram. This is the second time I've ever gone live on Instagram, but I just felt like I really wanted to clear the air on this Cardi B nonsense. So first and foremost, Cardi, I watched your story and it sounds very funny.
So listen, y'all know I always go out of order. So whoever has the Cardi B Insta Live that sparked this whole conversation, we'll get that one next and go back and see what happened with Cardi, so we can look at that one.
First off, I'm saying it's funny because it's just ridiculous to me that you even take anything that I said as offensive when I'm telling you the truth. And I think if anything, you're only upset because people are telling you on Twitter that you got dragged, because you did get dragged, because you are uneducated when it comes to politics. That's first things first. I was not, I'm sure Ben Shapiro was not, we were not meaning to attack you. We're just simply telling the truth, which is the fact that Joe Biden did not spend the whole year in his basement to come up because he's a big Cardi B fan and sit down with you. He thinks you're an idiot. And, you know, I just am encouraging you to stop proving him right when you say ridiculous things like, I had to sit down with Joe Biden because my sister got attacked by a Trump supporter, Santa Claus, making it seem like Trump supporters are homophobic. A little education for you, Cardi B. Donald J. Trump is the first president that's ever gone.
So this is one thing I always kind of cringe at when these campaigns be going on and I see, you know what I mean, the candidates go run and sit down with a big time artist per se, whoever's popping, whoever's at the top of the Billboard charts, whoever's got a lot of traction and steam. You always end up seeing those candidates go sit down with that person and talk. And I'm like, does that person really even know much about you? Or do they know you command a huge following and audience on social platforms, and if you get in front of your audience, in front of their audience, you can spread your message? So I'm always a little bit kind of standoffish from that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, if y'all had a standing relationship beforehand, then okay, cool. You know what I mean? It fits the narrative and description. But if y'all never spoke before then, and all of a sudden, out the blue, during their candidate run, their campaign run, they hit you up and now they want to hear from you, I'm a little bit skeptical about that. So,
supporters are homophobic. A little education for you, Cardi B. Donald J. Trump is the first president that's ever gone into office in support of gay marriage. So, you know, those 8 years that your presidential candidate Joe Biden spent as a vice president with Obama, they didn't support gay marriage going into office. Obama changed his tune on gay marriage in his second term. So The whole idea of Trump being a homophobe is a bit pointedly ridiculous and shows how uneducated you are. Then you came and you were talking about raising your taxes when you were on talking to Joe Biden, saying that you want your taxes lowered, but at the same time you want universal health care. That's ignorant and stupid. And Joe Biden knows it's ignorant and stupid. Even all the people that want free health care and universal health care acknowledge that tax rates have to be astronomical to be able to support that. So you're talking about a 74% tax rate. You continually keep saying you have a #1 song. It means shit. Nobody cares about a song about your wet ass pussy. Excuse my language for my followers. Being #1. I have a #1 song in the UK. I have a #1 song in Australia. I have a #1 song in New Zealand. That has.
Oh, how did we get here? How did we get here? Somebody please tell. Like, I need to know. Like, dang, she referencing her song. Like, what? Really? Is it like that? I get the back and forth, but dang, this seems a little catty, don't you think? Now, when it comes to politics, I'm not the most all the way up there. I know enough, I learn enough, and I continue to learn enough, about different things and how I feel about Joe or how I at the time felt about Trump. We'll continue to dive into that. But wow, this got spicy.
Wet ass pussy. Excuse my language for my followers. Being #1. I have a #1 song in the UK. I have a #1 song in Australia. I have a #1 song in New Zealand. That has nothing to do with Black America and whether or not you are helping or hurting. Right now, you are hurting Black America. Okay? When you stand on a platform and you pretend to care about Black men, when you ask Joe Biden, what are we going to do about these Black men dying? He should have asked you back, what are Black men going to do about Black men dying? Because 94% of Black men are killed by other Black men. Okay? We don't have an issue with police officers. In fact, if you go into those inner cities and you go into those projects, they need more policing. So you're a fraud. You're sitting here making it seem like you're afraid of.
Now, where I do disagree there, and it's not a whole disagreement, because I do believe that there is a lot of violence amongst like Black on Black violence. There is. But there is also some bad cops out there. Now, if you've been following this channel, we've done audit to audit. We've done, so for anybody who's new today who want to say, oh, you don't know, no, we go back through the list, and we have an extensive list here. Go back through the list, and we've done audit to audit. We've done Mr. Ball, and we've done that chapter where we've seen instances of policing that is bad. So we can't sit here and say that that's not true. Where I step in and say, no, that's not true, but there are tremendous amounts of good police out there. Absolutely. I absolutely agree. But we can't sit here and deny the fact that there are some bad. So I disagree that she's making it seem like there's hardly any bad police. No. There are some, but the whole, it's, you know what I mean? Some bad apples don't spoil the bunch. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? So
they need more policing. So you're a fraud. You're sitting here making it seem like you're afraid of police officers. Are you afraid of your husband? You're more likely to be killed by your husband, way more likely to be killed by your husband than you are by a police officer. And you know that, right? You know that Black men kill more white men. You know that police officers are killed by Black men 18 and a half times more, right? So don't use your platform and 75 million people to make it seem like police officers are the issue. You're uneducated. I mean, that is just what.
One thing about Candace is she's a statistician, bro. You know what I mean? She like those ESPN statisticians that pull those stats out. You can never argue with somebody, because you could pull a stat from somewhere and I could pull a stat from somewhere to both validate our arguments. Am I not correct? If I wanted to prove to you that this is this, and I can go get a stat for it, as vice versa, you can too. So those whole stat arguments back and forth, I try to stay away from that, because anybody can pull a stat to fit their narrative. You know what I mean? But right now, she's going in with the stats right now. Definitely. Shout outs to Candace.
What it is, you are uneducated. And I don't have a problem, by the way, with musicians and rappers and hip hop artists dabbling in politics if they're sincere. What I mean by that is, are you talking to people on both sides? Are you trying to actually get an informed understanding? Or are you just being a mouthpiece for one party? Charlemagne the God has multiple people on his platform. He's talked to Republicans. He's friends with Senator Tim Scott, talks to him. He's a Trump supporter. He's had vice presidential candidates, presidential candidates on his show.
That's a great point. That's a great point by Candace right there. That is true. I love to hear both sides of the argument. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just be one-sided. I don't. When you hear from both sides, you could take the good from this side and the good from that side and combine them both and make your argument. You know what I mean? I like to hear both. I'm not, if you hear thinking you're gonna hear one side, that's why I said we're gonna go find Cardi's Instagram live and speak about that. But I don't want to just hear Candace's side and hear what she has to say. I want to hear from Cardi as well.
On the Breakfast Club, well, he asks serious questions. He doesn't sit down with Joe Biden and say, oh, grr. In fact, Joe Biden wasn't comfortable when Charlemagne the God was sitting down and speaking to him because Charlemagne the God was asking so many difficult questions. He wasn't just giving him a Santa Claus list like you are. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, and none of it makes sense. If you're serious about politics, if you're serious about trying to use your platform for good, then you need to educate yourself. That's literally all anybody is saying to you, is that you need to actually educate yourself and do the work. By the way, I'm not in your zone, you're in mine. Okay, so I get tired of your commenters and your fans saying, oh, she's clout chasing. I'd be clout chasing if I was challenging you to a rap battle. I'm not doing that. You're in my area. You're in politics. You're embarrassed because you realize you know nothing about anything when you're on Twitter. You actually told a lie just now to all of your followers. You said, oh, Trump, you said Trump told people to drink bleach. He never did that. Then you said Trump laughs when black men get shot by police officers. How do you just put out a lie like that? How do you consider yourself to be a serious person when you just outwardly lied to all of your followers? You know he's never laughed at a black man dying at police officers' hands. You know that for a fact. You can't pull a clip. Not even CNN, with all of their bullshit and lies, has ever claimed that Donald Trump laughs when black men die at police officers. But you told that lie in a tweet. Why did you tell that lie? Because you're a fraud. So I'm calling you out on being a political fraud. You pretend you want to help, you don't.
I would love to see these two sit down. You know what I mean? I would definitely advise Cardi to make sure she come with it. One thing about Candace, her tongue is sharp, bro. Her tongue is sharp. She's very, 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 very educated. I respect it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I may not always agree. And the way she's going in right now, you know what I mean? Yes, she's definitely throwing little jabs in there and that in this to make it also entertaining. But yeah, I would definitely love to see these two sit down and have a conversation and both walk away with something. Maybe Candace can see from Cardi's side of what Cardi's seeing, and then Candace can say, okay, you're seeing this. Have you ever thought of this? And then Cardi could say, well, you're saying this. Have you ever thought of this? And then come together and have a really, really good conversation. That'd be super dope to me.
You're a fraud. So I'm calling you out on being a political fraud. You pretend you want to help, you don't. You don't. You don't know why you're a Democrat. You have no idea why you hate Republicans. You have no idea why you're on the side of the party that enslaved black people, that segregated black people, and standing behind a man that supported segregation. Joe Biden supported segregation. He said it's what black people wanted. So let's just recap all of that.
Wow. I'll be completely honest with y'all. Honest moment, truth moment right here. I grew up being a Democrat and had no idea why I was being a Democrat. It was because black people voted Democrat. That was my, you know what I mean, ignorance then. Then I grew older, and that was young and ignorant me. Just vote Democrat. Why? Because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I had to grow and learn. Okay, why does this person check off this box, this box, this box, this box? Is this person in alignment with my views? You know what I mean? Especially when I began to have children. It was more that part. It was more, you know what I'm saying? At that point in time, I needed to dig deep. I needed to grow up. Let's just put it like that. I needed to grow up and started learning what's going on in the world, how it's affecting me. That's why now when you see me sit down and I talk about, okay, we dealing with this right now, which is inflation. everything's going up right now. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting back and seeing how the Biden administration is handling things. Because when those next election comes up, how he handled this whole Russia-Ukraine thing, how he handled inflation. He was supposed to meet today with the Fed, Jerome Powell, speak. I missed that. So I got to go back and hear those minutes. You know what I mean? And see how things were when he came in and how did he leave things. That's important for me. You know what I'm saying? The things that you spoke about doing, did you live up to that? You know, I never did that back in the day. And that was to my own ignorance. You know what I mean? I really didn't too much care at that point in time. But like I said, when you're a head of a family, now it's very, very vital and important. So she spoke on something right then as a shot. She threw it as a shot, but it hit me because that's how I was. And I can honestly say at that point in time in my life, I really didn't care. You know what I mean? And it really wasn't something that we discussed in my household. So it wasn't nowhere I could turn to. So sometimes it's your upbringing that plays a role in how you turn out as far as what you know or don't know about politics. You know what I mean? And in my household, we didn't discuss politics. We didn't discuss worldviews. We didn't discuss things that are going on and how it's affecting the economy. We didn't discuss that. This is stuff I had to learn over time. You know what I'm saying? How this is affecting us at the pump. What it's going to take. Why are they raising interest rates? Yeah. And who stands to benefit during this and who stands to lose when they raise those interest rates? The banks can now make money, but your business owners are going to suffer. You know what I mean? So it's like learning that stuff. I didn't know that. So stepping out here, I'll be the first to tell you that I'm continuously learning, but I have a thirst for the knowledge now.
Segregation. He said it's what black people wanted. So let's just recap all of that. You're concerned about homophobia. For the 8 years that Joe Biden was in office, him and Obama didn't support gay marriage until the second term, but not when he was running for the second term. They didn't support gay marriage going into that office. You claim that you're concerned about racism and dying black men, yet you want to defund police officers. That makes entirely no sense. You cannot defund the people that are actually protecting black people. Black people need more policing in their neighborhoods, not less of it. And by the way, in those neighborhoods, there are black police officers that are dying because it tends to be that police officers look like the neighborhoods that they're policing. So you are actually standing on a platform for more black men to die, for taxes to be raised, right? For a man that has a very atrocious race record to be put into office, who looked at you the entire time like he was confused when you were talking because he knew that you were nothing but a puppet for him to be able to get a platform. That's it. You're a puppet. They use you. Okay. And you want to sit here and talk about Trump using me or like, what are you talking about? Using me for what? I don't work for the RNC. I don't get paid by the Trump campaign. I say what I believe. You don't know what to do when you're looking at a black woman that's free. That's what your problem is. I am telling you who I support, and I'm educated. And I'm challenging you to become educated. I'm challenging you to sit down with black conservatives, okay, and have a meaningful conversation and a dialogue about what you actually want, and to actually try to understand the economics behind what you want, and try to understand why it is you're actually supporting a man that does not care about black lives and never has, and has been in office for decades and hasn't changed anything, and you're blaming Trump? It makes no sense. You hate Trump. Valid reasons for hating Trump. Not a single one, not even one valid reason for why you hate Trump. You just think you're supposed to because you're a puppet. That's what happens when you get big. Look, Cardi, I enjoyed you a lot on Love and Hip Hop. I thought you were hilarious. Second I first saw you on TV, I said to my cousin, she's going to be a star. She has that it factor. She's very funny, you know, she's confident, and she says ridiculous things. I think you belong on TV. I don't believe you belong in the realm of politics unless you're willing to get serious about it. In conclusion, tonight I was just signing books, and I'm going to send you one because you need one. You need to learn. You need to black out. You need to Blexit. You need to learn about the real history of the Democrat Party. See that subtitle? How Black America can make its second escape from a Democrat plantation. You want to know why it says second, Cardi, and not first? Because we were enslaved by Democrats, not Republicans. Okay? We were enslaved by Democrats, not Republicans. So I'm going to sign you a copy. Get in touch with my agent and get in touch with your agent. I'm going to send it to your house. Okay? How's that for WAP? Okay? Bye.
Now, Candace knew she played that song before. That's how she knew it. Shout outs to Candace though. Yo, like Candace can't say that she wasn't throwing jabs because she was throwing some jabs. It was some good jabs though, but she was throwing jabs nonetheless. You know what I mean? But yeah. If you're gonna speak on it, be educated or be willing to say, I don't know as much as I'm, you know what I'm saying? But I'm willing to learn. And I can respect that. And that was one of the things that Candace said, you know, this is a different world. So you're stepping into this world, make sure you're willing to learn and educate yourself. And if Cardi's willing to do that, then cool, let's have these dialogues. It's okay to disagree. That's the essence of a good debate. And then both parties walk away learning something. You know what I'm saying? I can respect that. I can wholeheartedly respect that, you know? But yeah, I'm looking for the Cardi B initial Instagram live. So if somebody could point me in the right direction, I need to see that and see what Cardi said, because Candace came in hot. She came in hot. You know what I mean? Hey, y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Candace Owens destroys Cardi B on Instagram Live. Y'all let me know what you think. And stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone. Peace.